Most Pokemon collectors have ruined parts of their collection without even realizing it, myself included. And the worst part, these mistakes are super common. Today, I'm breaking down 5 mistakes that collectors make that completely wreck their collection and how to avoid them. Pokemon collecting is absolutely fun, but it can be an expensive lesson in trial and error. I've learned some of these lessons the hard way over the past couple of months, and I'm hoping that I can help you not have to experience them yourself. All right, mistake number 1, and this one hurts me physically to say, it's not protecting your cards properly. Yep, I'm guilty. When I first decided to get back into collecting Pokemon cards, I found my old cards from my childhood and realized I was terrible at protecting them. Over the past 25 years, I definitely thought that my cards would be in better condition than they were, but they were definitely heavily played, and that's because I didn't protect them properly. Having good protection behavior is something that is very important when it comes to maintaining a collection over years. It's something that's absolutely wild. It doesn't take much to ruin a card. Oily fingers, scratches from improper binder protection. These are pieces of cardboard, and they can easily be scratched up, scuffed up, bent, ruined in just a matter of a few minutes of just handling them improperly or storing them not right. The good news is the fix is very simple. Just sleeve your cards. There are penny sleeves that you can buy from Walmart, GameStop, Amazon, whatever. I have a link down below for Vault-X penny sleeves that I personally like to use. You don't have to sleeve every single card that you pull, but the big hitters you definitely want to put in the penny sleeve. And then you might even want to put it in a top loader, which is the plastic hard case that you can put it in. These are going to protect your cards for the long haul. Unless you start pulling them in and out constantly, you don't want to do that. But you can still admire your cards while they're in a penny sleeve or in a top loader. Don't put the cards just in a top loader. Penny sleeve is one of the most important things when it comes to protecting your card. If you're going to put your cards in a binder, put it in a penny sleeve. If you're going to put it in a top loader, penny sleeve. If you're just going to have it in a box somewhere, you guessed it, penny sleeve. If you want to put your card in a sleeve and in a top loader, but you plan to maybe pull it out to show people or and just admire it in your hands, there are ways that you can still protect your card even with pulling it in and out. There are like the little post-it note tab things. You can stick it on the back of the penny sleeve. Make sure it's on the penny sleeve, not the card. You can stick it on the back of the penny sleeve inside the top loader, and that way whenever you have the top loader, you can easily pull the card out with the little post-it note thing, and you won't keep damaging the card. So the next time you pull a card out of a pack, or if you buy one in a store or from a vendor, whatever, make sure that you put it in a penny sleeve. If it's a card that you love and you want to protect for the long haul, just make sure you put it in the penny sleeve. How many times can I say penny sleeve? Penny sleeve, penny sleeve, penny sleeve, penny sleeve. Okay, mistake number 2, buying the wrong product. Not everybody needs to collect every piece of Pokemon product that comes out. Believe me, that's exhausting. It's exhausting physically, financially, and just mentally. You lose track of all the different things and you can never stay on top of it unless you have just bukus of money, which I know I don't. And so I'm going to tell you, don't buy the wrong product. Pokemon comes out with so many different products every single year, and it's quite daunting to decide or even know which products do you want, which ones are worth buying, which ones are going to produce or more likely give you the card that you want. I would suggest do a little bit of research, check out videos and of pack openings, product openings, so you can see what kind of products are out there, because there are a lot and they're not all equal, or they're not all good for the type of collector that you might be. When I first came back to Pokemon, the hobby was absolutely starting to explode, and so it was really hard to find any kind of product on the shelf. And whenever I went to Walmart, it was basically empty, but I was able to find some of those mystery box things that Walmart has. Don't buy those. That's a big mistake. They're not even actually from the Pokemon company. But I was young and naive in the hobby at the time, and so I purchased these mystery boxes with like 25 plus cards in them. The chances of you getting anything worth the money out of that is very slim, and it's not even the same kind of feel of buying a pack and ripping it. So it's really important to know what kind of product you actually want to buy. Because here's the deal, not every product is actually worth your money. If you're new to the hobby and you're not sure where to start, I would suggest starting with an ETB. These are some of the safest and most sought after product out there. They come with 9 packs typically, sometimes 10 or 11. They come with sleeves, deck sleeves. They're penny sleeves, but not quite as good. They still work. And they come with like various other things for the TCG, but they're a great starter product for anybody wanting to get in the hobby because you get packs to open, you get a box to store your cards in, and you get protection equipment as well. And so just do a little bit of research, see what products you like, because there are so many. Oh my goodness. Your best bet is always to buy sealed product from trusted vendors like Walmart, Target. If you can get on the Pokemon Center website and actually get product. I understand that right now the hobby is in a situation where it's really hard to find actual product in stores. And so you may have to go to a local card store who may be selling it at a higher price, or you may even think, I'm going to venture onto Facebook Marketplace or eBay. But do your research from the seller. Look at the reviews and stuff, because they could be selling something that's resealed. They could be selling something that's fake. Now, the other problem is not just fake stuff. The more likely problem today is the fact that sealed product that is legitimate could be 3 times the market price, because scalpers are absolutely wild right now. And the product is in high demand. So it's really hard to find anything. So this makes it even more essential for you to know what kind of product you want to buy. It's also important to realize what you want in the hobby, because you don't want to just buy product out of hype. And there's a lot of hype that goes around. Almost every video on YouTube now will get you hyped. It gets me hyped. It's fun to watch people opening stuff, and you want that too. Not everything is created equal. There may be stuff out there that's being hyped up, but you don't even actually want it. And that's kind of what happened to me. I decided I didn't really want Prismatic Evolution. I don't really like a lot of the cards that are in that set, and the pull rates are really low. So it was easy for me to decide I don't really want to chase Prismatic Evolution. Now, if you like that set, that's fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people don't like some of my favorite sets. But the point is, I know what I want and what I don't want. And that saves me so much money. Mistake number 3, staying on top of organizing your collection. Let me tell you something. I'm still behind. I've got stacks of bulk that are just absolutely mixed in. Paldea Evolved is mixed in with Prismatic Evolution, Surging Sparks, Stellar Crown. Everything is mixed together, and I have no idea where any of my cards are. I've taken the hits out, and they're in a separate location, but they're still not organized either. I've got stacks that I don't really know what I want to do with yet. And the more and more I open, and the stacks get higher and higher, the harder and harder it's going to be to actually organize these things. And this is a common problem for beginners, not just beginners actually. It's a common problem for all collectors. Organizing your collection in a way that allows you to know exactly where your cards are that you want. It allows you to be able to trade or sell cards that you don't want. But organizing is something that is often overlooked. Really, here's the issue. When your collection's unorganized, 3 main things happen. 1, you lose your cards. As I said before, I have no idea where some of my cards are. I know they're in piles, but it's going to take so long to actually find these things again. I eventually will. Don't worry, I eventually will. And so will you if you've already have a big pile somewhere. But it is much easier if you plan ahead and organize from the beginning. The second thing that's going to happen is these cards are going to get damaged. Without you organizing, they're probably just sitting in a corner or in a box, just piled in there. And if you're not organizing, you're not protecting, they're going to get damaged. And again, the third thing, trading and selling these cards will become an absolute nightmare. The fix: binders for your hits, boxes for your bulk. Label things. Create a system. You can create labels for various boxes. They're on Amazon. There are card storage boxes. I will leave a link in the description below. But there are card storage boxes that you can put all of your bulk, and you can label them so you know what sets are in these boxes. It's much easier to continue to collect whenever you know exactly where all of your cards are. Take it from me, your future self will definitely thank you if you start collecting and organizing at the same time. Mistake number 4, and this is a big one, so please keep this one in mind. Mistake number 4 is people tend to chase everything. I mentioned earlier that so much stuff gets hyped. The Pokemon world is in a boom of absolute hype. And so it's very easy to get caught into that FOMO trap and chase everything that you see. You will lose so much money on stuff you don't even like if you chase everything. When I came back to the hobby, I really didn't realize how much the hobby has grown. I mean, I started out with just normal base set, and then Jungle and Fossil, and then the Neo cards. That was it. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't so many different products. There wasn't so many different Pokemon, and it was a lot easier back then. But when I came back into the hobby after like 25 years, things have grown so much. There are 1,000 plus Pokemon now, and probably 1,000 plus different kinds of product as well. It's absolutely wild how many things that they put in the stores for you to collect, and it's exhausting if you don't know what you want. If you chase everything, you will burn out of the hobby, you will burn out your wallet, and you will end up turning away and going somewhere else. Pokemon drops new sets very often, multiple times a year, and with each new set comes a plethora of different products. And if you chase them all, you will absolutely burn out. Not to mention, if you're out there buying every single piece of product available, your collection is going to be kind of hodgepodge, mismatched. It's going to be harder to organize. It's just going to be harder to actually collect something that you will enjoy and appreciate if you're trying to collect everything. Because realistically, not everything is even going to be special to you. Like I said earlier, Prismatic Evolution, not that special to me. And so I have no FOMO there. I'm not gonna feel like I'm missing out. Would it be awesome to pull that Umbreon? Sure, yeah. But in reality, I don't want it that much. There are so many other cards that I want way more than that one. And so I'm gonna spend my time and efforts trying to get build up and collect those cards. The fix here is easy. Choose 1 or 2 sets that you really like. You can go on so many different websites and you can see the set lists. And that way you can look at the cards in these set lists and see, are these ones that I actually want or not? The fix is simple. Pick 1 or 2 sets that you really enjoy. Go and find the artworks of the cards in those sets. See if it's a set that you actually even want to spend time, effort, and money on. And then dive deep into those sets. If you're like a binder collector or a master set collector, or if you are chasing a particular Pokemon, make sure that that Pokemon's even in the set that you are trying to buy. You can niche down your collection and really enjoy this hobby. Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely people out there that like to buy everything because they just really want to be a part of the modern thing, open a few packs, and you can do that wisely, as long as you set a budget, of course. But if you are a serious collector that has a specific thing or specific Pokemon that you're after, it's very important to know what products are actually going to bring those to fulfillment. One thing that's really nice, right before every set is released, is most likely you're going to be able to find the set list. So even before release day, you will be able to determine, is this a set that I want to stand in line for hours waiting for a product or not? Because let me tell you, it's very disappointing to get caught up in the FOMO, stand in line for 2 hours, open packs, and realize, I don't even like this set. Time's wasted, money's wasted. Part of your collection is just useless to you now. So yeah, just don't chase everything. Build a collection that is personal to you, one that you enjoy, and I can almost guarantee that's not going to include every set that's out there. Mistake number 5, falling for fakes. Now, this one is easier to avoid if you only buy your product from big box stores like Walmart or Target or Best Buy or wherever. But if you're buying online, this is where it can get really sketchy. My advice to you would be don't buy from unreputable people, especially if you're a beginner, because you could easily get scammed. It happens all the time, unfortunately, and there are some really good fake cards out there, but there are telltale signs of fake cards. Whenever you decide to buy a card, a single, this is typically with singles, but there are packs as well. But if you're buying a single, examine it closely. Read all of the text, because most fakes just feel off whenever you see them. Text may be wrong, there may be grammar errors, there may be missing information, or just totally random information that has nothing to do with even Pokemon at all. Or if you know your Pokemon, it may not even have the right name. So just really examine a card before you buy it to make sure you're not being scammed. I would also advise you to really get to know real cards before you start buying singles from people, especially online or out and about, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. Know what a real card actually looks like, and you're most likely going to immediately recognize a fake. The same goes with packs. There are so many fake packs out there. I recently bought some fake packs just to see what they look like. And for somebody who's in the hobby and looking around and pretty active, fake packs are pretty obvious. One of the most telltale signs of a fake pack is the crimp at the top of the pack or at the bottom. If it's real, the crimp is a straight line. But if it's fake, it most likely has jagged teeth. And that's like the number one telltale sign of a fake pack. But there are various other things, like they may put a totally wrong image for Shrouded Fable or something. Be aware of what a real product looks like versus a fake, and you will most likely be fine. Also, if it seems too good to be true, and this pretty much applies to all of life, if it seems too good to be true, it most likely is. If you see the Moonbreon and it's only $100, that's a red flag, because this card raw is hundreds of dollars at the moment. So being aware of the card that you're looking at, you can look it up on TCG Player or various other marketplace apps to be able to verify a price. Most people are not trying to give you a good deal. They're trying to get as much money as they can. And so if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is, and you should be very, very cautious. For beginners, the fix is simple. Only buy from reputable sellers. That includes the big box stores, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, etc. Going to a trusted local card shop or friends, maybe. Just buy from people you absolutely trust, because that is the safest way not to get scammed of your money. So yeah, those are the 5 mistakes that can ruin your collection. If you're ready to go deeper, check out my video right here on how to collect Pokemon cards in 2025, or it's right here. I don't really know where it's at, but seriously, it's basically required homework at this point, so check it out.